All right, here we go. All right, had a little bit of a technical snafu with the last stream where I guess my internet decided it no longer wished to function. And so it kind of cut out. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that stream since I was only 9 minutes in anyway and just kind of redo what I did before, as is our want. Let me get this back, making sure OBS is working this time. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. I'm doing a quick little weekend stream this time around. Just want to see what the numbers look like compared to my usual weekday streams. As a reminder, I do have a YouTube channel of the same name, Turnover Carbon, where I upload the Twitch VODs after they are done. So if it is easier for you to watch on YouTube as opposed to watching the VOD on Twitch, that option is now available. So make sure to do all the standard things, liking, subscribing, etc., so that you don't miss a video. Now, really quick housekeeping note with Football Coach College Dynasty itself. For those who are unaware, maybe they don't play the game, they just watch the content. This game has actually been in early access for almost 2 years, since December of 2022. I've only been playing it for about 6 months or so during that time. But the game is fully launching. Version 1.0 is launching on January 16th, 2025. There is a dev blog post that you can find either under the games page on Steam or on the game's Twitter/X account. The post is there as well. A couple things just to go over really quick. There will be a price increase. Right now on Steam, the game is about $15 US. That price is increasing to $20 US for the remainder of the early access period. So if you buy it on or after October 21st, it will cost $20 compared to the current $15 price. In my opinion, it's worth $20, no question. Um, the dev goes into a little bit of the reasons here, but one thing that I do want to point out is there will be a launch discount on Steam. So when the game launches on January 16th, there will be a discount, probably 20-25% to get it down closer to the $15 range that it was for most of its early access. So if you want to get in on the game early in early access, it'll cost you $20. If you'd like to wait until the full launch in January, then it will likely cost slightly less. But just a general note about the price there. Now, there's still 3 months left in the early access period. And the dev blog does go into the 3 updates that will be happening between now and then. Firstly, the first update will have a new in-game play calling improvements and a new play game page, which that a work in progress version is here below. I'm not a huge fan, I think, of these two bottom panels on the bottom right and left. I think they take up a little bit too much of the field. These two obviously show the previous play, and then these two show the current plays. I think I would get rid of the previous play one. You can already see that in the old screen, so they probably just wanted to carry it over. I would almost get rid of that entirely and just put the current version of the plays up top with the ticker here down at the bottom. But overall, I like the screen. Um, maybe make some of the boxes smaller, move them around. The other two updates. Second update is advanced scouting. Now, this is something I've been looking forward to. It's been mentioned in a couple of the dev blogs before, where advanced scouting not only will get you more information with regards to players, their tendencies, what they favor, etc. It will also reward you for getting in on a player early. If you start scouting him in the summer and the preseason, week 1, week 2. You'll learn more information, you'll get more bonuses compared to if you discover a player in week 3 or week 4. So it kind of incentivizes you to identify your positions of need, figure out what players fit your system, and go from there, which that I really like. I think it's very realistic also. And then the third update is just general polish for launch, and then Steam integration for the launch, meaning achievements on Steam, workshop for mods and things like that, because currently there are no achievements on this game. So at launch, hopefully it will have them. The dev post says that they plan to have these updates monthly. There's a little bit more Q&A section in the dev blog as well if anyone is interested. As a note, for Mac players who are trying to get into the game, because right now it's PC only, the dev post says that Mac release will be arriving after the version 1.0 release in January, so probably look for that sometime in February of 2025. So let's get that out of the way and get into our run. All right, for those that missed the last stream and VOD, I highly recommend you go check it out. We played 4 games in that run. So, if you want to see how we did there, go ahead and take a look. But if not, we currently sit 6-4. So we are automatic. We already have a better regular season record than we did last year. I see that as a win. We have 2 games remaining. Home against Rutgers, and then away to IU in our bucket rivalry game. If we win both of those games, we'll be 8-4 and potentially ranked. The rankings this year, there's a lot of teams in the same sort of bucket as us. We're 6-4 right now, and we're amongst a lot of 7-3, 6-4 teams. A 9-2 Tulane team is not ranked, which is tough. The poor Green Wave not getting any favors. But I think if we win out, we have a chance to be ranked, but more than likely we'll be on the outside looking in here, especially because you have other Big Ten teams like Northwestern, Michigan State knocking on the door, Nebraska, Minnesota are barely hanging on to their rankings. So we have a lot of work to be done here. But first, let's get to recruiting. Landon Laster, I'll just get out of the way because we removed him from our target list. So boom, done. 3 other player targets here. Let's look at Samuel Ewing because we were the only team interested in him. Samuel, 66 overall, B potential. I'll take that. He's a depth wide receiver. He's got decent speed and evasion. His catching goes a 73, and his ball security is a 42, which is not only low, it is also disconcerting. So if he gets the ball, hopefully he won't fumble it away immediately. He did run a 4.55 40, which is among some of the fastest in my current wide receiver group, which I don't know what that says about my current wide receiver group. But yeah, so Samuel likely to be a depth option, red shirt, and then, he could contribute even in his second year with us. So we get his signature. Arthur Berry, we're competing with both, Miami of Ohio and Minnesota. The Miami of Ohio's logo and Maryland's always get confused. And he does choose Miami of Ohio. Looks like all the teams kind of took their foot off the gas. I'm not too upset about losing out on Arthur Berry. 64 overall, C+. Miami can have him. Ahmed Palmer, though, this is the big one. This is a guy that next year could potentially be our 3rd, maybe 4th defensive lineman. And he commits to Purdue. Ball State tried to make a push. They gave him the ace pitch. They offered him $166,000, but I already paid him $1 million, which, looking at it now, was definitely an overpay. We got the best bonus for our recruiting visit. Ball State and Ohio both got subpar visits. And Ahmed Palmer, he's here for one simple reason and one reason only. He is strong. and he has good enough block shedding where I'm not too concerned about the 68 tackling. That'll likely increase before next year anyway. And right now, we just need guys that can beat the O linemen and get to the quarterback and get to the running back because our tackle for loss numbers, our sack numbers are grim this season. So Med Palmer joins us. We get Samuel Ewing, no Arthur Berry, as is our want. Okay. So now that that is sorted out, let me look at the running back room. I'll do my pitches and then we'll get into the games. Currently, we are ahead still for both Angel Hunter and Zane Ramsey. Angel Hunter is the one we really, really want. Zane Ramsey would be a nice little bonus. Neither of them may commit soon, which is worrisome because, there's only 4 weeks left before the recruiting locks for the bowl games. So I'm a bit worried. LSU has a recruiting visit with Zane this week for Ole Miss, so there is a decent chance they leapfrog us for Zane. So just to stave that off, I'm going to give Zane my best possible pitch, and we'll have to hope that Ole Miss beats LSU by 20. Angel Hunter, I'll just give an okay pitch to. It looks like that's all I kind of need to do just to keep pace with Northwestern and Minnesota. Wide receiver, we already got one signature. We're looking to add to the room. Vincent Hurd, we know we're not going to get, even with this recruiting visit. That's not a gap we'll make up. Jace Cardona, we're probably going to get just by the simple fact that we have a recruiting visit with him. It's his 4th visit, so we're going to get a 300-point boost by default. Then everything else is gravy. So him, I'll just do an okay for. Air Force is pushing hard for Jonah Alston. But both Alston, Larson, and Proctor, they're all in that similar boat. 3-star, 70, 71 overall, B- potential. So we're not going to get all of them, obviously. San Diego State's going to beat us for Proctor, I think. So the priority will be getting one or hopefully both of these two in the building. So Larson is going to get a good pitch. Alston is going to get a great one, and that'll just stay our wide receivers here. Looking at tight end, is anyone? Oh no, he committed. I keep forgetting he committed. O line, we have 3 O linemen remaining. Oscar Duke, who we really want. The 69 overall on a JUCO does hurt me a little bit, but I have faith. Him and then Brian Dodd, I think, even though Air Force have a recruiting visit with him next week against Wyoming, I still think we're ahead enough where we get him pretty handily. Is anyone else interested in our kicker yet? No, although East Carolina looks like offered and then ignored, which, okay. I'm not going to complain when the AI does something silly. All right, looking at defensive line now. Warren Grimes might commit soon, but he's been saying that for 4 weeks, so I am not holding out hope. But it looks like still we're going to get him pretty easily. Willie Logan, similar. I'm not too worried about Boston College's recruiting visit because they'll get 200 base points and then just whatever. I'm not too worried about that. And then Baker, we're not getting. I don't even know if I want to. I'll circle back and see if I have any just spare pitches laying around, but I doubt I will. All right, linebacker. Here is the big fight between us and Maryland. It looks like didn't give their strongest pitch for Lane Bird, which I will gladly take that opportunity to give him a good pitch. And then Drew Duncan can get a good pitch also. Camden Ferguson, I don't think we're going to make up the difference here. He cares about money somewhat. But at that point, it's like, do I really want to go for him when I'm likely to get Lane Bird? Probably getting Drew Duncan. Do I want to spend, 500,000 on a third one of these guys? I don't think I do. All right, looking at corner now, where we're still the odds-on favorite to get Noble. Finn Russell, I think we're gonna have regardless. So Noble can get my good pitch. I can. It says I can schedule a visit, but there's no visit left to schedule, which is hilarious. Um, do I care about pushing for Noah Johnson? Not really. So yeah, I think Finn will get the great pitch, and then I will circle back to the defensive line and just give Willie Logan a great pitch. So those are our pitches. Lock them in, bookmark them, if you will. All right, 2 games left this season. This first one is against Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights. Let's see how they stack up. Ooh, they got a decent passing game, so we're going to work to stop their downfield passing. And they are terrible at stopping the run. Sorted, settled, lock it in, auto practice in the books. Cade McKee is still out. He will miss the rest of the regular season. It sucks, but it is what it is. I'm going to stay with Miles Bland, I think, at quarterback. He didn't have a great game against UCLA, only 13 of 23 for 190 yards, touchdown, and a pick. But I'm going to see how he does against Rutgers, and then if he struggles, I might give the ball to Alberto Randall, who's gotten some spot opportunities here or there. So we'll see how this goes, but let's get this party started. We are favored by 11.5 points. Rutgers, one of the worst teams in the country for opposing yards and opposing rush yards. They don't score a lot of points, so the odds similarly in our favor. We have 5 recruits visiting, 4 of which we're already leading on, so we'll hope just to seal that in. No matchup history between us. Rutgers makes the coin. They say heads. And it is indeed heads, and they elect to receive. Okay, that's fine by me. We are going to open, as we always do. We're going to go to blitz. We're going to find gap press. We can hit sim. 3-yard stop, I will take. I did want to look really quick. Is their quarterback a runner? No, not really. He also has not put together a great season compared to last season, but he's got a cannon of an arm and he's got great IQ. So I don't know what kind of offense Rutgers is running where he's not putting up great numbers. Like, look at the Michigan game. Come on, Dad. Anyway, I'm insulted on his behalf. I didn't mean to run that play, but you know what? I'll stick with it. I say that as they just run it down the middle. 16 times in a row. Fair enough. 3rd and 10. I'm not too worried about the blitz, but I will bring a safety down in the middle. Pass is deflected by Ferguson. They punt it away. All right, so a goal of this game, I think, is just to more or less run it down their throat. They're one of the worst teams in the country in stopping the run. But so far, -1 yard rush, -1 yard rush to start the day, and then an incomplete pass. So not the best our offense has shown. 3rd and 14, I'm not doing quarters. I'm doing 2 high safety. Man, they almost made us pay there. 4th and 4, they decide to punt. The cowards punt as Jalen Manning rattles off a 37-yarder. We're back. Were we ever gone? 4th and 1 at the 34. I will go for it. I'm not going to pass it. I'm just going to do an ISO. Yeah. The ISOs in this game, I have noticed, are kind of OP. I don't really know why, but I think I've gotten a decent amount of yards almost every time I've done them. Slants! And the slants where if Carter Shields gets a touchdown, We go up by 7, and Rutgers on the back foot. Will I ever instinctively not call cover 3? That is the question. 3rd and 3? Nah, I bet they pass. But I'm going to blitz anyway. They did pass. Oh. That could have been terrible for us if that slant gets completed and he burns the corner. 4th and 3, they are going for it. Credit to them. I'm just going to line up in simple man coverage, this time with a linebacker spy. They turn it over on downs. Pass is incomplete. As we near the end of the first quarter, as Hayden Hagen rattles off a 24-yard rush. No, I am not doing a play action boot on the 6. You must think my quarterback has legs, game. He does not. 3rd and goal at the 4. That I will pass, and we're just going to do hitches and hope for the best. We do not get the best. 4th and goal at the 5. I'll take the field goal. I think the 5-yard line might genuinely be my cutoff for when I go for it and when I blitz. Hey, it worked. Oh, that blitz did not work as well. All right, they convert on 3rd and 4 and then get a 30-yard pass to Ty LeBlanc. Uh-oh. 1st and goal. All right, we get a stop. 3rd and goal at the 9. I'm fine with cover 3 here. I should not have been. Oi! And then Donald Hicks rattles off a 46-yard returner. And we're already in good field position. Okay. That'll put, let's just lob it. Let's just do corner strikes and lob it. Dang it. I give you 2 corners and 2 out routes, Miles. And what do? Dump it off to the running back. What a maddening man my quarterback is. 1st and goal at the 3. I'm just running it inside. Yep, Yahir Horn with the touchdown. He has not gotten as many reps as he did last season, but look at him. Engage 8. Screw it, we're up by 10. 2nd and 6. That'll do. I'm just going to blitz it 3 times. There we go. Easy done. I thought about turning shoe clock on, but with this close to the end of the half, I think let's try bubble screen. Success. Yeah, that's like the first time I've ever done the bubble screen. 1st and goal at the 6. End zone. Carter Shields again. I think Miles Bland heard me when I said if he struggles, he gets benched. Because he has arrived. No, I will call a timeout. Just in case we get a big punt return. I mean, we don't not get one. We have to get about what? Probably 20 or so yards to get in field goal range. Oh, and we get sacked. Okay. That's a sign. That's a sign that maybe I got too ambitious. All right, we're going to turn the chew clock on now. Just try to burn some time, run the ball a bit. 4th and 6, we have to punt. That's what I get. My hubris. Oh, never mind. They punted it right back. Okay. Jet sweep. Screw it. When a jet sweep gets you 1 yard, it's even more deflating than when a regular run gets you a yard. It's like we could have been close to greatness, and it just failed spectacularly. 3rd and 7 from the 32, which is a bit long for our kickers. So let's try to get a little bit of yardage, or just 20 yards. That'll play. Why did I run play action comebacks at the 13th? That would be the shortest comebacker of all time. It's fine. 3rd and 3. RPO slant. Didn't work. 4th and 2 from the 5. We'll go for it. Might as well. Realistically, we're winning this game, so. And Hayden Hagen runs in for a touchdown. We're up by 24. What's my cutoff for the subs? 27 in the 3rd, 21st. Okay. So if they don't score, the subs are coming in the 4th quarter. Oh, Rutgers, they do not want the subs to come in. They're like, you embarrass me in that way? All right, back to 21. So the subs will, in fact, be coming in. once the quarter ticks over. Let the clock run out. Corner ticks over. Alberto Randall is in the game at quarterback to get some reps here. Am I going to be cutting 2 quarterbacks from my team? That seems a bit rude, but I feel like I will be. 3rd and 15? YOLO! Nah. 4th and 5. We'll take the field goal. What is it? What is it with you two this year? Neither of you can make a kick. Where's the screen that shows the stats? This. What has happened here, gentlemen? Like, what manner of madness have you afflicted upon me? Anyway, back to the game. Oh, that was the worst. That was. Sometimes I just get an autopilot with this game and just click sim play, and then it backfires like that. All right, they get in the end zone, so now it's a 13-point game, so it ain't necessarily over yet. Miles Bland is back in the game because they scored and cut it beneath 15. But yeah, we're just gonna run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. They call a timeout. We're at the 2. That'll do it. All right. And we get a stop there. And yeah, we're just in the play, let the clock run out. So a big win against Rutgers. Deserved win. We had 319 yards rushing as I continue to be a run first team. 2 key things. I think firstly, we were 2 for 2 on 4th down, and we were above 50% 3rd down efficiency, whereas they were 3rd and 11. That doesn't help. Overall on the day, Miles Bland didn't really have to do much. 10 of 17 for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alberto Randall came in, was 3 for 3 for 30 yards. We did an okay job against Randall. He did get a couple touchdowns, but completion percentage wasn't that great. Running the ball, they did okay with Anderson, less so with Barron, it looks like. We obviously crushed them death with Manning, Hagan, and Horn. Harrison Waters got a couple carries, which is good for him. Converted tight end Charles Beal. That's an I. I thought his last name was Bell for the entirety of this save. Anyway, it's fine. We're doing great. How'd our defense do? 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. Okay. I mean, they had 9 tackles for loss. Whatever, I'll take it. Good day from Hicks on the return. Caleb obviously missed a field goal, but that's fine. All right, let us advance the week. We're expecting a decent amount of commits now. Expecting a decent amount. Especially with our recruiting visits this week. And if we don't get many this week, that does worry me. Oh, 3 new injuries. That's not good. Wide receiver, corner, linebacker were the positions. So Carter Shields gets an injury, which is tough because he just had like an amazing game with a couple touchdowns, and he had a touchdown before. All right, so Shields goes down for how long? 2 weeks. I mean, he still has a 73, so I think I just flip Richard James and him, keep Charles as my 7th. Muhammad Carney probably wants to punch me in the face. I recruited him so hard, and he just has not gotten any playing time. The other one was linebacker, and it was Asher Adkins, wasn't it? Oh, man. That's a big overall hit, too. Yeah, he's done. Adkins is done. All right, so that means good old Jesus Buck is going to get playing time. Move Jaden above him. Okay. And then corner, it was Scott, wasn't it? Yeah. His is only a 1 week injury, so he'll be back for a bowl game if/when that happens. That hurts. Listen, Isaiah, you want to play? Now's your chance. Have fun. You're my corner six. Oh boy. All right, so we do win 7-4. Not ranked as you can see. Where are we in the rankings? We're 30. We moved up 7 places. I think that might be tough. That might be tough to climb into the 25. Tulane won again, as did Oregon, MSU, Northwestern. Yeah, I think we're just in this tough spot where the Big Ten is just too good. And compared to our competitors, we don't have the juice. We also don't really have the wins. We have 0 ranked wins this season, which is tough. That does hurt, especially since we had won last season. But it is what it is. No, it would be cool to be ranked for the first time because even after our bowl win last season, no shot we would have gotten ranked with a 6-7 record, But we shall see. All right, but that is that. Let us now look to the recruiting trail. How many new commits? I was hoping for a bigger number than 3, but okay. Warren Grimes, Ferguson, Cardona. Okay, let's do Ferguson first. Did we do enough to best Air Force? No, we did not. Which we kind of knew that was happening, but is what it is. They get Ferguson. Good for them. Warren Grimes, he's ours. Yeah, barring a disaster, he was always going to be ours. We got 580 points for his visit. Western Michigan got 745. They got a big boost because they beat Northern Illinois, who's also interested in him. They have really good college life. They have 200. What's their college life number? A plus. Okay. Good on you, Western Michigan. All right, last but not least, Jace Cardona. We were the favorites, and we do indeed get his signature. Wow. 880. Oh, because Rutgers was interested. Oh, Toledo. Toledo must hate Rutgers right now. But they also only got 30 points for their initial visit. So we got 880 points. 500 of that was because we were the 4th visit and we beat Rutgers, who was also interested. That is amazing. All right, so we get Grimes and Cardona, which we expected. Ferguson would have been a long shot. While I'm thinking about it, what is it telling on visits? So we got 580 for most of them, 880 for Cardona. Tyler, we only got 330 or 380, excuse me, because no one else has, really gone in for him. So good visits all around, it looks like, but looks like we're still too far away on Vincent Hurd. All right, let's get to recruiting. We're down to 80 targets, and unless they say we may commit soon, it'll probably go into transfer portal land. Oh, Zane, you're killing me. It's fine. LSU got 900. Okay. Well, they beat Ole Miss, which got them 200. Their game atmosphere gets them another 250. That hurts. That's really bad. I mean, we don't need Zane Ramsey because Angel Hunter will play next year if we get him. Zane Ramsey would just be really nice depth, but they got 990. That's a big jump. If we don't give our ace pitch, they take us. They've also offered him $300,000, which he's not interested in. So all that money only gave them 60 points. I mean, he's going to get my ace pitch again because at this point, unless they offer more money, We should get him. Angel Hunter, same idea. I'm just going to do a good pitch to keep Northwestern at bay. A random North Carolina. Oh, because the boost. That cursed boost. All right, looking at wide receivers. So Cardona, I think, makes this pretty interesting because right now we have three wide receiver commits. We have Samson, 69A potential, Cardona, 68B, Ewing, 66B. So we have three wide receivers already. At a certain point, we'll have too many guys that can kind of do the same thing. Um, we're behind on all four of these, and now essentially I need to figure out which one do I want the most of Larson, Alston, Proctor. Proctor, I think it would be foolish to really try because he has the visit against San Diego State against a bad Nevada team. So I think Proctor is out. So it's between Alston and Larson. 6-1. Ooh, that's actually good to determine. Which of my we got 6-6-5. Okay. That didn't help me any. I've already recruited a decent spread. I mean, it would be easier to get Larson because it looks like Air Force's visit, yeah, it went pretty well. 610 boost. They have no college life, which is tough. It's tough. I think let's try to get Larson. I'll do a great pitch. Though, honestly, I almost value not getting him and getting 600,000 back. Because I'm already getting three wide receivers. Do I really need a fourth? Like, I'm losing my top two. If I transfer one in, these guys will all develop well. Get a fresh group of recruits in the door. I don't hate the idea of just. I'm not going to intentionally lose, though. So I think, yeah, I'll just do a great pitch for him and an okay pitch for Alston, and that'll be that. Because we can't catch MSU for Hurd, and San Diego State is going to beat us out for Proctor anyway. All right. Let's look at O-line. Why does it keep resetting every time I turn away? Oi! Okay, so Marshall did a great pitch, and they offered him a bit of money to get Oscar Duke. He doesn't really care about money to the point where if I offer him his market value, only give me 240 points. I'm going to give him a great pitch. But what if that's not enough? Actually, yeah. I'll give him a great pitch and I'll offer him his market value of 250,000 to get Duke. Because with my O-line situation, he may very well play next year. I expect him to play. Dodd, I'm not worried about Air Force catching us. Again, I'm competing with Air Force for a lot of these guys. Why are you still establishing favorites, Dallas? I've been essentially the only school in here. Really? Really, Charlotte? Why? You care now? Where have you been the past 10 weeks of the season? I'm not worried. Defensive line. All right, so Boston College got a pretty big boost. They got 600 points. They beat Georgia Tech, which I did not think they'd do, so credit to them. But I still think it's too little too late. I'll just do an okay pitch with him. kind of stave them off a bit. Linebackers, I think we're getting Duncan. Offering him 250,000 seems a bit silly at the moment. But I think we get him. I think we get Bird. That'll help boost the linebacker room that needs all the help it can get. Corners. Yeah, Finn Russell is ours. We got 900 points. Hawaii took their foot off the gas a bit. So I'll just give these two okay and good pitches. Johnson, I mean, what the heck? You can get a good pitch. Sure. All right. Who am I close in a battle with and did not give a pitch? I didn't do anything for Proctor. So I care about. You know what? Screw it. Good pitcher, Proctor. Okay. That's our recruiting done. And now it is time for the final game of the season. The game that is always last. Rivalry against IU. IU last season finished 6-7, did not make a bowl, and then we beat them at the end of the season in overtime in a very, very good game. This season, though, things have not gone their way at all. They did beat a ranked Wisconsin team, so credit to them. Lost to Maryland, destroyed Sam Houston State, but then lost to Michigan, Northwestern, Marshall, OSU, Nebraska, and Michigan State. They have not won a game since week 5. This just hurts me to look at. So we beat IU. How are they doing this year? Oh, they're not great at running the ball, so we'll work on stopping their downfield passing. And oh no, they can't stop the run, guys. I have bad news for you, IU. I have bad news for you. All right. The spread is a pick'em, and IU is favored. And IU's at home, so technically we're favored, but I'll allow it. They're really good at stopping the pass, which I can live with because especially with Blandon at quarterback, we haven't been gunslinging it. Ooh, IU has a visit from Drew Duncan, who currently we're leading with, but they're 1,500 behind. Even though they'll get a big boost if they beat us, since we're in the running for them, I think I think that's still not enough. But they have a decent amount of recruits visiting, and they're in tight races with about half of them. So, all right, let us play our game. We will call tails because it never fails. And with a win, we could potentially be ranked and bowl bound. With a loss, likely still bowl bound, but up in the air. We will defer, as is our wont. Before we get started, though, obviously we must look. Ivan Ball is not a runner. Got it. He's a transfer from Utah State. What do we got? He's very accurate. Not the strongest arm we've seen. All right, so our goal is very simple. Don't let them score first. Screw it, engage 8. Oh no. Well, they score first. But then a 41-yard return. Thank you, Donald. Donald Hicks, underrated return man as we go 3 and out. Okay. Listen, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. They're doing pretty good against the run so far, but all good things. Oh, a sack. That's not what we want there. There we go. Tyrell Dobbs, first down catch. Come on. First and down at the 5. I'm just going to run it up the middle 3 times. Once more. Hayden Hagen finds the end zone as they blitz. And inside blitz would have helped them there as we take the lead. But our defense is at the moment proving to be quite leaky against IU. But so far, benefit, we've held them to field goals. We scored one touchdown, we're already winning. Same idea. We're just going to run the ball, dink and dunk our way to victory. Oy! Miles Bland strip sacked. Not good. But once again, our defense holds them to a field goal. So if we get in the end zone, we're up by 5. All right. Our defense is just holding on for dear life right now. There we go. First and goal up to 4. ISO. There we go. Jalen Manning, end zone. Extra point is good. Should I have gone for 2 there? I think I should have, because that gets me up by 6. I should have gone for 2, I think. It's fine. 3rd and 10. I'm bringing the safety down. Duh. Should have kept the safety up. They read that like a book. All right, 3rd and 13. They punt. All right. I'm going to go up tempo. We're going to try to get in field goal range here. Got to be ambitious. 3rd and 3, I'm going to pass just because of the clock. Good. 3rd and 2 at the 30. This time I'll run it. Cool. I'm just going for the end zone until we get sacked. There we go. Ezekiel Goff with the touchdown. We're up by 11. Extra point makes it 12. I'm going to go for 2. My argument being, if I'm up by 13, then they either need 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points to beat me, or touchdown, field goal. But we don't get it. 11-point game. Clock ends on the half, and we start with the ball also. So that's why I was a little more comfortable going for it there. 3rd and 7, flanker curl. Bland intercepted by Tyson Casey. Not a great game from Bland so far. 2 turnovers already, but then we get it right back. Philip Alston, hello. Why did I do a jet sweep? Bland intercepted again, and this one is taken back. 44 yards. Yep. Alberto Randall is in the game at quarterback. I think at this point I'm willing to sacrifice the arm strength if I get a guy with better IQ. All right. They go for the extra point instead of going for 2 and making it a 3-point game, which I don't really understand that decision, but who am I to question the AI? All right, right now we just need to run the ball down the middle as Donald Hicks drops a pass. Cool. Thanks, senior. We have to punt. Not good. 42-yard pass. IU takes the lead. All right. The comeback is on. And you know what? I'm going to do it shamelessly running the ball. All right, chew clock is coming back on. And let the clock run out. We need to get more on our first down runs. That's what's killing us. All right, good conversion there. We are in the red zone. And that's where we'll stay, as we have to kick a field goal and settle. So it is a tied game now, 3rd and 7. Bring the safety down. Duh. And that was the right choice, too. Ay, 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 ay. And IU just goes down the field and gets a touchdown. Okay. IU wants to spoil my party. I'm keeping Chew Clock on. I'm going to turn it off for this play. Okay. Flanker curl. Get it. There we go. It's coming back on. Or is it? Yes, it is. And my thought process is that I leave them with no time left. The sack there is not good. Oh, no! The pass goes incomplete, and that is it. Chew Clock burned a lot of time there at the end. Way more than I thought it would. I would accuse myself of clock mismanagement on that one. Hey. I don't know how 50 seconds gets taken off between there and there. And 30 seconds between there. I don't know what is the Chew Clock. Sometimes it works wonders, sometimes it doesn't. But we lose to IU. Disappointing showing. 3 turnovers from the offense. Bland throws 2 picks and fumbles the ball. I think our run game did enough, but too many mistakes. And then our defense just fell apart. Fell apart at the end as they outscore us in the second half 21-3. And that is the story of the game there. Also, my error of clock management there at the end, but it's fine. All right, let's advance the week. Happy to have Cade McKee back, I can tell you that. I can tell you that for certain. All right, Zico Goff got injured, but Cade McKee, Carlos Kent, and Blackburn are back, so let's get the bad thing out of the way first. So Goff's injury is still only an 80. So I'm just going to keep him right there. My genius decision. All right, quarterback, Cade McKee back. Why are you upset about playing time? You were injured, sir. And then I think I'm going to have Bland keep the backup spot over Randall. I think I'm going to cut both Banks and Jerry Jane. Which feels rude, but I think I have to. O-line. Carlos Kent is back. I'm going to put him ahead of Rodriguez. Yeah, but I'll put him under Henry. Just because I need Henry's run blocking. Because none of the other guys are that good at it. Well, Rodriguez, to be fair, I'll put you above Kent. I'll make that executive decision. And then cornerback, Blackburn goes up above Hess. Isaiah Boone is upset about playing time and may potentially transfer. I guess on the last game we'll move him up to 5th just to see if that moves the needle percentage any. I don't think it will. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, that left pretty much any hope of us being ranked dead and dusted. If we win, maybe we get ranked, maybe we don't, but now we'll never know. Disappointing end to the regular season. All right. Well, we finished 7-5. Last year regular season we finished 5-7. I see that as a boost. Let's do recruiting first, and then I'll get to the postseason stuff. We have 4 guys choosing this week. Willie Logan, we're confident in getting his signature, and we do. 62 overall, B minus. Potential defensive lineman. Decently strong. Block shedding is getting there. Everything else, not that impressive. Graham Proctor, we're not going to get, I assume. Yeah, San Diego State got a big boost from their visit, 620 points. So the 70 overall wide receiver Speed Demon goes to San Diego State. Vincent Hurd, similarly, Michigan State gets him. Iowa State actually offered him some NIL money there at the end, but no dice. So he goes to Michigan State. And then Angel Hunter. This one is big. Could potentially be our second or third running back next season. And he goes with us, as Northwestern only goes target player. So it's never really close. Minnesota got a decent boost there at the end from destroying Illinois, but that was it. Yeah, I think Angel Hunter is really quick. He's got good evasion. I wish the ball security and the ball carrier vision was better, but I think he is a upgrade over Ymir Horn without Yahir Horn, excuse me, without question. Hagen's going to take the next step and be our starter next season. We'll see what happens there. But with Jalen Manning out the way, moving on. All right, and that was all 4. So we get the 2 we thought we would. We don't get the 2 we didn't think we would. Pretty simple, all things considered. Okay, so it is now into the postseason, and recruiting will lock in a couple weeks. So if they don't say may commit soon, then it's going to go into the transfer, which is not what we want for Zane Ramsey, who's being quartered hard by LSU. So I got to just give him the ace pitch and hope for the best. Wide receiver, yeah, I mean, I think I want to miss out on Larson to save 600,000. Because at this point, I'm getting 3 other wide receivers that Larson is in the mix with. So I think that'll just save me money. Alston, I'll cry to see if I can get his signature. But yeah, I think Larson I will more or less punt on. Offensive lineman, Duke is going to get my great pitch. Dodd, it looks like that one's going to come down to the transfer portal, which is annoying. Charlotte, only 280 for Tyler, so I'm not that concerned. D-line, the only one left is Aiden Baker, who we know we're not getting. Linebacker, we're ahead on Duncan. We're ahead on Bird. So with any luck, we'll get their signatures. Bird, I'll give a great pitch with. Might as well. Just to make sure we get him. Duncan, I'm not that worried, so I'll just give him a okay pitch. And then corner is still the one where there's going to be a lot of fighting in the transfer portal time, because these 3 are all establishing favorites still. Lane, we're not getting. That's clear. It looks like Noah Johnson is destined for Toledo. Well, I mean, you know what? I'll do a good pitch just to see. Maybe we catch him sleeping. Who knows? Yeah, Finn Russell, I think, is ours, so Noble will get the good pitch. Russell, I'll do an okay pitch, and that leaves me 3 pitches I'll just throw out. So, oh no, Larson, I want to lose. Screw it. Stovall, 500. Lane, 500. 400 for Baker. Completely useless. All right, so postseason conference championship games: SEC, Georgia and Auburn; Big Ten, Penn State and OSU; ACC's Miami and number one ranked undefeated Clemson; Big 12 is BYU and Baylor; Sun Belt, Appalachia State and undefeated Louisiana; American Conference is FAU and ranked Tulane. Tulane got ranked. They went 10-2. Good for them. Mountain West Championship goes to San Diego State and Boise State. Pac-10 in this universe is Washington and Colorado. The MAC, Western Michigan and Akron. Maction played in Detroit. That'll be fun for Western Michigan fans. Then again, Detroit's East Michigan. That might be closer to Akron. Somebody pull up the map. And then Conference USA is Liberty and Western Kentucky. All right. For anyone curious, we finished the regular season ranked 44. We fall 14 spots with the loss. MSU, NC State, and Nebraska all fell in the final week. So had we won, I think we get ranked. That's a shame. All right, let's advance past the bye week that everyone has. See if there's any recruiting news. 4 recruits. All right. Start at the bottom. Noah Johnson, probably Toledo. And it is. We kind of made it close. I think there's a world where if we want him, we push harder and get him, but I'm good. We got some better corners coming in the building. Jonah Alston, we assume Air Force. That is true. We brought the gap down to 388, but they pushed hard. They offered him the most money by 1,000. They had a really good visit with him, so credit to Air Force for getting what looks to be a pretty speedy, pretty good wide receiver. All right, Lane Bird goes to us. Maryland just gives an okay pitch. Army randomly showing up with money at the door. Fair enough. But his recruiting visit with us went really well, especially compared to Maryland and Boston colleges. He likely won't play next year, let's be frank. But I like his tackling. I like his pursuit. His coverage skills are abysmal, so that needs to get a lot better. But there's also a world where if he was bigger, maybe we look at him for D-line. That could honestly be in his future as opposed to linebacker. And that brings us to Drew Duncan, who signs with us. Iowa takes their foot off the gas at the end. And so we get a better in coverage, much better IQ, and better tackler than Bird. But Duncan does have much worse potential, which that matters. All right, so remove those 4 off the board. We are down to 10 targets remaining. And we are currently ahead on 6 of them, and we are, oh no. Illinois also took their foot off the gas. Maybe they don't want to pay him either. So if we do a really good pitch, we're ahead on him right now. But yeah, I don't want him. Illinois, you can snipe us for that one. Okay, so the pitches I care about. Ramsey gets the ace. Duke gets a great pitch. These 3 we accept the loss on. And then Larson we don't want. So yeah, just the best pitch for our remaining 4 over here. Including the kicker. Why not? And then screw it. For the lulz, let's make this race look closer than it really was. All right. So, conference championship week has begun. The bye is done. Carter Fields is back from injury, which is good. But I moved him down to 6, so now I'll move him back up to 4. So that drops Richard and James down, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. No bowl games have been announced yet, which is sad. All right, let's advance. The first week, see what shakes out. Who won the games? Playoff selection show. We are ranked 36 by the committee and did not make the playoffs. All right, we'll switch. All right, here's your playoff bracket. Top 12, Clemson 1, Georgia, LSU, Colorado at 4, OSU, Auburn, Baylor, Penn State at 8, Miami is 9, Oklahoma 10, 11, Texas, and 12, Michigan. Conference champion 11-2 Tulane did not make the cut. 12-1 conference championship. Western Kentucky doesn't make it, and 11-2 Boise State doesn't make it. Now, the question is, are we in a bowl? We were in a bowl game last year with a worse record, so I assume we're in a bowl this year, and we are. We are in the Pinstripe Bowl against Duke. Good on them. And it looks like a handful of commits have made a decision. Ezekiel Goff is back. I don't even think I need to move him in any order. Yep, he's still there. Cool. Okay. Let's look at Duke. Hi, Duke. So this year they went. Oh, let's look at the game. I want to look at the team. Okay. All right, so Duke went 7-5 this year. They scheduled an FCS team week 1. I have no respect for them. They did beat a ranked NC State, and then they won 5 out of 6 in a run here. Their only loss being a 3-point loss to Clemson, one of the best teams in the country. So pretty good to finish. Then North Carolina beat them at the end, but still, that's not nothing. Here are your scores in the championship games, by the way. Clemson takes the ACC. Penn State takes the Big Ten. Georgia takes the SEC. Louisiana takes the Sun Belt. Or, excuse me, that's Louisiana, not LSU. My mistake. Western Kentucky takes Conference USA. Tulane takes the American Championship. Baylor gets the Big 12. Colorado takes the Pac-10. Boise State and Mountain West. And finally, Western Michigan for the MAC. Okay. Cool. Let's go to recruiting. So of the 10 recruits remaining, 4 of them have committed. Let's go down the list. Aiden Baker, we know we're not getting, but let's see how close we made it. 1,200. Not there. All right, so we don't get Baker. Braden Larson goes to the Fighting Illini. Oh, boy. Oh, I gave a better pitch than I meant to for him. Whoops. Good thing Illinois did similar. So we don't get Larson, which is fine. We get 600,000 back. I'll take that. Stovall, we know we're not getting. He goes to the Illini as well. Oscar Duke, on the other hand, get in the building. JUCO offensive lineman, 69 overall, A- potential. Great pass blocking ability, solid strength as well. We will take that. Cool. All right. So that leaves me with 6 recruits remaining. I think at this point, it looks like Brian Dodd and Dallas Tyler want to take this to the transfer portal stage, which I don't know why. I think our best pitches. I think Dodd needs a really good pitch, so I'll do great. My ace will be Ramsey. Great pitch for Noble. And then these two can just get whichever one gets them the most points. And then for the lulls, 441 for Lane. Should I slap down $1 million on the table? Probably not. Okay, awards week. I doubt highly we win any awards. Let's take a look and see. Let's advance the week. award ceremony. I'm just going to skip to the full results. No Purdue player for Player of the Year. That goes to Clemson QB Liam Page. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Israel Conley. No Purdue player. Freshman of the Year, Liam Byers. Nice. Coach of the Year, clearly me. First team All-American list. Second team All-American list. Third team All-American. Jalen Manning makes it. 203 carries, 1,100 yards, 5.6 average yards, 12 touchdowns, 8 receptions for 97 yards. Very good for him. He gets Big Ten running back of the year as well, and first team all Big Ten running back. Well done, Jalen Manning. Good job on that one. He gets first team all Big Ten. Second team all Big Ten, nobody. So it was Manning or bust. But congrats to him. Postseason bracket is scheduled. Here we go. All right. Any recruits? 2 recruits have committed. Oh boy. All right. Finn Russell, we're fairly confident we do get his signature. A potential corner. He's got solid speed that he'll develop already. His man coverage is good. His zone is terrible. He can't shut a block. He can't tackle. So we'll work on that. And then Zane Ramsey, we beat LSU out. And man, they tried to make it close at the death. But we get Zane Ramsey, who is A- potential. He's not going to play. Ideally, he redshirts next season. And then we get his speed up, hopefully. He develops in some good. Because the other thing with Zane is he's not particularly quick. So he's not great in the receiving game. But his ball carrier vision and ball security aren't that great to make him just a pure power back. But we'll see how that goes. All right, that brings us down to 4 recruits. You two are killing me. All right, so Noble's going to get our best pitch just to make sure that Hawaii doesn't try anything silly. He'll do a great pitch to stave off Air Force. Tyler can get that, and then for the Lulz, a great pitch for Andres Lane. All right, we have a bowl game against Duke. Last season, we won our bowl game against Kansas, 38-34. So this season, hope for a repeat. Practice focus. They're pretty well rounded. I think let's just work on stopping their run game. And then for us, we're going to work just on running the ball as well. Good news is Cade McGee is back for the first time since week 8 when he suffered an injury against Minnesota. He has not been great this season. I think that's been pretty apparent just by his numbers. He is likely our starter next season. And then we'll kind of see what we want to do. The other issue that I simply have is that this is my quarterback room. It's Cade McKee and then 4 guys who have very similar overall and potentials. So I think Jerry Jane is going to get cut. And then depending on overall potential rating changes next year, will determine my backup quarterback, whether it's Bland, whether it's Randall, maybe Antonio Stevens makes a little run for it or something. I don't know. But Cade McKee is our star. Duke, on the other hand, do they have a running quarterback? No, they do not. Cool. All right. Let us go into the game then against Duke. They're favored by 7.5 points, to be fair. I'd favor them too, so I can't really be mad. Looks like they're top 40 in a lot of offensive categories. Defensively, or in every offensive category, defensively is where they falter a little bit, especially against the pass. But that's not really our strong suit. So no matchup history, obviously. The previous winner of the Pinstripe Bowl was USC against Tulane. All right, let's play this game out. Coin toss. We will go tails. And it is indeed heads. Duke is elected to receive. All right, so we start on defense. Let's rock and roll. Not a good start. They're already at midfield. But a sack. Who got the sack? Philip Alston. He's a man you can count on. Really? Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, if this turns into a shootout, I'm a little worried. Just a tad. But they find the end zone in pretty quick fashion. That was not the hardest we have ever made an offense go to get in the end zone. But Jalen Manning responds. 58-yard run to open the offense's day. Why would I do 4 verts in this situation? What manner of madness? Oh, boy. Cade McKee then goes incomplete. Sack. Field goal is up. Field goal is good. Caleb makes it a 4-point game. But man, after that long run, we did nothing. 3rd and 1. Oh, I'm sending the house. Nah, 12-yard rush succeeds. Duke continues to drive, and our offense just cannot stop them. 1st and goal at the 4. Nice. Oh boy, this could be a long one, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, unless we get in that end zone. 3rd and 9, though. We punted away, and so far in the 1st quarter, it is all Duke all the time as they are driving once again. 3rd and 10, though. Good opportunity to get them off the field, and they get a 15-yard curl flat. Oh, boy, they're in the end zone again. You know, this is one where maybe we go to the accelerated clock early, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that is the move. Science never fails. Does it fail twice in this case? Yes. I'm not doing an RPO. I'm doing smash digs. And it succeeds. I'm a genius. Hey! Touchdown, Terrell Dobbs in the end zone. I'll do the extra point at this point. Oh, boy. Engage 8. Nah. This may surprise all of you. Think we're going to lose. Yeah. They're on pace for 56 points this game. All right, but we're driving. We're making noise. Duke calls the timeout. Oh, you insult me. Corners. Bet you wish your timeout back now, sucker. Uh-oh. Maybe I spoke too soon. Medium pass, less successful. And then how about his shallow cross? 48-yarder. Sure. He made it. Good on Caleb. No, I'm not going to let the clock run out. If we get a punt return for a touchdown. No dice. He fair caught it. There goes that plan. All right. At this point, we're down by 15. Field goals don't really help us. So we just need to work on getting to that end zone, go for it on pretty much every 4th down. 47, he did just make a 48-yarder, so it's not that I don't doubt him, but I kind of want to go for it anyway. 4th and 6. No dice. They didn't engage 8, and we couldn't convert it. Oh, that's so frustrating. That is so frustrating. And our defense can't get off the field on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10. They score another touchdown. That is probably it. We'll turn the accelerated clock on. Not that it matters. They immediately stopped us. Jeez. All right, they missed the field goal. So they have gifted us that. For Verts, 46-yard pass. And then immediately sacked. 49-yarder. No. We'll go for it again. No dice. Turnover rundown. Yeah, I mean, this is just our defense got annihilated in a way we're not really used to seeing. And Cade McKee just isn't good enough to win in a shootout as he throws 3 straight incompletions. And it really is frustrating. I don't know if we'll target. I don't think we'll target a quarterback in the. I like this play. I shouldn't have. Respect for them going for it. Ha ha, what now, sucker? But yeah, I think we're in this awkward situation where we have. We'll do a. What I want to do here. Slots. Yeet! Time out here. I'll take the points at that point. All right. I mean, yeah, we're at this situation where just because we are good enough to be above average in the Big Ten doesn't mean we're good enough to hang with these teams that just like if Duke was in the Big Ten, they'd be up there with Michigan, OSU, Penn State just because their talent level. Well, good news is we succeeded in running the ball, but we didn't run it, I think, as much as I think I should have. I think we were just down so much early that, we had a lot of long downs, long distance, I should say. And so Cade had to throw us out of it, which isn't really a situation we want to be in. Jalen Manning did really, really well in his final ever game at Purdue, 17 carries, 148 yards. Hagan and Yahir never really got the football. Dobbs got a touchdown, which is good. We didn't turn the ball over, which coming into this game, that would have been a really good sign. We had 11 tackles for loss on defense, 3 sacks. We did things right. It's just, their quarterback was 21 of 27, and they just ran the ball down our throat. We couldn't get them off the field on defense, and our offense just didn't really stand. It was never really close, which is kind of a shame. But, oh well. Our defense did a much better job in the second half. That was encouraging. But at that point, damage was done. Let's finish the game and advance the week. We are now 1-1 on bowl games in this save. We beat Kansas last year, lost to Duke this year. That is that. Ashton Rodriguez in his final game picks up a season-ending injury. That would be unfortunate if he had draft eligibility. Asher Atkins is back. Not that it matters. The season is over, but just for our reference. Okay. So, around the country, Miami beats Penn State. OSU beats Michigan. Rivalry classic. Auburn beats Texas. Baylor beats Oklahoma. So your final 8, Miami against Clemson, OSU against Colorado, Auburn against Louisiana, and then Baylor against Georgia. All right. And then here are some of the bowl results. I'm not going to recap all of them, but there are there if anyone is interested. Okay. I saw a couple pop-ups for recruiting. We had one recruit, and it's the Andres Lane goes to Tulane. Good on them. They get a pretty speedy man coverage corner. Okay. So we have 3 recruits remaining. Noble and Tyler are going to get our best pitches. I don't know why. Dodd, you're just going to be annoying with this, aren't you? How dare you, sir? How dare you? All right, we're just going to advance the week, and I'm essentially going to go into the transfer portal, and then next stream we'll start that off. I think I want to do some off-stream stuff to get organized for that. Well, Manuel Noble committed. And he goes to us. This is a pretty good get, I think. If his tackling was better, I'd consider moving him to safety. But I think Noble's avenue to playing time is at corner anyway. He's a better zone corner, which is what we need. He'll help balance that out a bit. I wish the speed was better. The pursuit is abysmal. So again, he probably won't play for a bit, but he's got decent potential. All right. Oh, now Dodd says make him it soon. What were you waiting for, sir? The 16K from Air Force? Craziness. All right. Results. Clemson beats Miami. Colorado beats OSU. Oh, Twitter will be on fire if that happens in real life. Auburn beats Louisiana. I'm disappointed. I was rooting for Louisiana, and Georgia beats Baylor. So your final 4. Colorado against Clemson in Nashville, and Auburn against Georgia in Miami. Let's advance the week to the national championship week. No new recruits. All right, and it locks next week, so that's painful. Clemson beats Colorado, and Auburn beats Georgia. So it's number 1 Clemson against number 4 Auburn in the national championship game. Place your bets. Drum roll, please. Auburn Tigers have bested the Clemson. Oh, it's Auburn War Eagles. You know I was close. Auburn beats Clemson in the championship game. Credit to them. Clemson, their undefeated season falls just short. All right, recruiting is locked, I believe. Yep. So that means Dodd and Tyler, I think, will now have to wait until after the transfer portal. All right. So our summary on the season: we went 7-6, so a better record than last year, but we lost the bowl game. The athletic director exceeded their expectation of 4 wins. Our job status is very safe. Our fan base passion now goes all the way up from a D+ to a C. This is how close we were to a C last year, by the way. A breath away. Coach integrity changes, we go up by 7. We get a base boost of 5, and then we kept Cade McKee's promise for 200 attempts. Nope. Okay. Coaching updates. So skill boosts for us. I need a boost to offense and a boost to recruiting. I get a new skill badge. What do I want? I think I kind of want... I'm going to take O-line recruiter. Because I already got the running back recruiter, so I didn't want another boost with that. Spencer Grimm, our offensive coordinator. I'm just going to put 2 points into his offense. And as far as his skill goes, I don't hate the idea of professor. Wide receiver developer, I think, also might be just nice to have. Yeah, wide receiver developer. We have a lot of young receivers coming in. That's gonna pay dividends. Cool. And then defensive coordinator, who may or may not be around this year, did not have any changes in badge or levels. Cool. Oh boy. All right, coaching carousel. Um, Spencer Grimm is walking. He wants to keep his options open, so we lose our offensive coordinator for 2 seasons. Well, then, that hurts a little, Spencer. I am hurt by that. Okay. I mean, we're still signed, so that's fine. So he's leaving, and then I think I'm going to keep Cole Schaefer. I don't like the idea of replacing my defense coordinator. Yeah. Cool. Yoink. All right, coaching carousel. League offers. We have 3. Arkansas State in the Sun Belt, Northern Illinois in the MAC, and then New Mexico in the Mountain West. Obviously, we will not be accepting any of those positions, and we are staying at Purdue for a 3rd year. So we're staying with our current contract. Okay. He said he wanted to keep his options open. Do I want Spencer Grimm still? I mean, Elijah Bennett is an upgrade over him. But he's also spread. I would like to keep Spencer Grimm if I can. 4 years with a team lock at 2, or essentially just offer. I'm going to try to offer him the same contract again. DC. Here's my thing with defensive coordinator is that my trait is aggressive zone. But the problem I've run into, and I can't see their ratings because it's this screen and I can't see the depth chart. Lane. But the problem I've run into is so many of my corners are man guys. So, if I want to flip to a more man based scheme, I can do so if I want to, or I can hold on to Cole. What's the contract? Just keep him on his current one. It's a 4-year contract, though. He also has a coaching lock. Yeah, I can't really get rid of him then. Because the school will lose money and they'll yell at me if I try. Playbook 3-4. I mean, I can switch the playbook anytime. I mean, we were better against the run this year, which at 87 doesn't say much. We're one of the worst teams in the country in drives per game, just because our drives took so long. Yeah, our defense just wasn't really up to it. Like opposing third down conversion rate 117. The amount of first downs our opponent had was 105. We didn't force a lot of turnovers. Do I go back to a 4-3? I think right now I'll leave it. I'll leave it and see what happens. I do want to see my coaching tree though. So, Ryder Ramirez. Oh no, he didn't find a new job. The defensive coordinator I replaced didn't find a new job. I'm sorry, Ryder. I kind of feel bad now. Hmm? All right. Purdue players leaving. No one entering the draft. Really? Not even. Okay. Fourth round projection for Walter Ashford. Oh, that's what I meant. Okay, cool. So we do have a decent amount of seniors graduating. Walter Ashford, very good safety for us. Didn't have a great season this time around in terms of tackles, but did have 4 interceptions. So really good from him. Donald Hicks is leaving, which this one hurts. Just the way our receiving room and kind of play scheme worked out. He didn't get an insane amount of yards and catches, but still a really good return man. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown this year, punt return for a touchdown last year, so we'll miss him, I think. Ezekiel Goff, similar idea. We kind of spread it around with him, couple touchdowns. Last year he was just flat out not good. Like his catch percentage was in the mud, but this year kind of doubled his output, tripled it in terms of passing yards. Grant Ashley is a guy that I think benefited the most from me moving him where he was. Because if you look last year, he was targeted 34 times and 73% completion percentage against. But we moved him to a different spot. I believe he was officially our slot corner, and only 8 tackles, but completion percentage and targeting way down. He did miss 4 weeks. That is a factor, but overall, I'll take it. So much improved from him. Andres Crosby, similar idea. I mean, our safeties just couldn't get tackles, save their natural life. But he wasn't targeted a lot. Did his job. No real complaints. Boom. Caleb. Last year, 15 of 20 field goals. And missed 1 extra point. This year he was perfect on extra points, but missed 4 field goals. He also did not start the first 3 games of the season because Pearson was in there. I think he's a fine kicker. Mid 70% completion percentage. You live with. So he is graduating. And then Jalen Manning, who is the senior we'll miss the most. Big Ten running back of the year, third team All American, first team All Conference running back. Phenomenal. 220 carries, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. He averaged 100 yards rushing a game. No fumbles this year either. Injury free. No turnovers. Was never really a passing threat, but caught a touchdown last year. No drops this year. So, Jalen Manning, au revoir. Albert Kennedy, this one kind of stings. He was one of our sort of standout defensive linemen last year. This year kind of took a step backwards, unfortunately. The sack production was gone. Tackle for loss production was also gone. So that part was pretty disappointing, but last year he was one of our standouts. Cameron Fuller was offensive line depth. This year, 7 games, 4 pancakes, allowed a couple sacks. No real complaints, just a depth guy. Philip Alston, he benefited from our switch to a 3-4 scheme. Had a lot more playing time. Completion percentage was down against. He got a forced fumble, got a pick, got a pair of sacks. So pretty good. But I think that's production that we can replace. Joe Francis, he was our third tight end last year. This year dropped all the way down to fourth tight end. 4 catches off for 36 yards and a touchdown. Nothing too crazy from him. Or excuse me, he dropped to our third, I think still. Julius Stein is another one of those D linemen that had kind of less production in terms of tackles and sacks. No first fumbles either, but overall, still did pretty good. Hey, potential. Good on him. Isaac Doyle, again, switched to a 3-4, got more playing time. 50 tackles, 7 tackles, lost 4 sacks. I completed a lot of passes against him, though, which is a bit disconcerting. But overall, did his job. Cody Grady, another linebacker. Again, exploded in tackles for a loss and sacks and presses. Played a lot more, did well, but my God, his coverage ability died. So, and then finally, Ashton Rodriguez, defensive lineman who got moved down in the depth chart this season, and then suffered for it. All of his sacks, tackles for loss production went pretty downhill. So I think of the seniors we're losing, the hardest ones to replace will just be a big wide receiver up top, Jalen Manning, obviously, and then D line and linebacker production where we need guys to develop in order to stay. So we'll see. We're down to only 2 4-star players, by the way. 2. Dose. Craziness. All right, players transferring. I don't expect a lot of names on here. We'll see. We did lose a decent amount of seniors, to be fair, so we won't have that many open scholarship options, especially because our recruiting class was bigger than last season. Excuse me? I gave you. He wants to be a star. I gave you the touches you wanted. I almost want to tell you to kick rocks, but I'll get to you, Cade. I'll get to you. Jacob Adams, I am going to let transfer. Skylar Russell, I would like to keep. 40% snaps, done. He'll get that. We have 2 graduating safeties. Yeah, he'll get 40%. I think it'll be between him and Sutton for that backup spot, and then depending on the overall increase that that Russell gets with his A minus potential, he'll become probably our second safety behind Cummings. So that one not be an issue. Isaiah Boone, 40% for Boone is tough. Because presumably, I mean, Blackburn is always going to be ahead of him. Hess, Douglas. We have a couple young recruits, but they wouldn't play. I don't think he gets 40%. I mean, he got 11% next year and last year, and I mean, he is speedy. He is really good in man coverage, but yeah, I don't think we worry about him. So Boone can go. Jacob Adams. I mean, he didn't really play. Diego Ford was our backup tight end, and I thought he did fine. So Clay develops, Ford develops. Yeah, I'm fine with losing Russell. What would he want, or Adams? What would he want? 30% of snaps? I mean, to be fair, how many did? I mean, Diego Ford. So he's essentially asking to be the backup tight end over Ford, which I don't think I want to do. So he can leave. Okay, Cade. What do you want, buddy? 350 passes. 350, huh? How do I? How many passes did Michael throw? 390. So Core Michael threw 390, and that was with me putting in Cade for a couple games at the end. So essentially, it's a twofold question of one, I need him to be healthy the whole year, and his durability is again an F plus, and I need to throw the ball more. Although he missed 5 games. Like, how many passes he threw? So he needs 100. So yeah, if he throws 20 passes these 5 games, he gets it. So, okay, this is now a question of, do I want Cade McKee to be my starting quarterback next season? Because if not, I have an easy out. That is now the question we arrived at: is do I think it's worth it to give Cade McKee a second year as the top starter? Let me look at passing stats for this year. Can I look at Big Ten? Nah, that doesn't give me what I want. Back to stats. So quarterback wise this year, the best quarterbacks in terms of yardage, like Rodrigo Nelson, it looks like low 60s is what I could be aiming for, but oh boy. My problem with letting him walk is this is my QB room right now. And the only two behind McGee that got any playing time was Miles Bland, who I think we can agree did meh, and Alberto Randall, who is not really. So either we bring in someone to transfer, which if it's in a junior next season, that's 2 years, and they'd be on the same timeline as McGee. But if we let McGee walk and don't get anyone in the transfer portal, that limits us to these guys as my quarterbacks for next season. Do I let Cade walk and just roll the? I mean, his A minus potential is just really good, and it has gone down every year. His last year with us, it was an A. So let's play this out. Let's say his arm strength goes up by like 2 to an 88. His accuracy goes up by 3 to an 82, and his IQ goes up by 1 to an 86. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. I'm going to promise him 350 attempts and essentially just hope that he stays healthy. Because if he stays healthy the whole year, he gets those attempts. So that'll be the promises. Okay, we are over scholarship. Let's make some cuts. Quarterback, Jerry Jane, I'm sorry, goodbye. 5 quarterbacks in the room, I think, is what I want. Next year, we'll see the overall potential changes, these 4, and the next year I'll probably cut one of these guys, and then we'll be there. I think I could make the argument for cutting Banks as well. We'll see. Running back. So right now we have Hagan as our starting running back next season. Angel Hunter is the backup. Yahir Horn is still, for the 3rd year in a row, running back number 3. Unless I bring someone in to transfer. Do I cut Marcos Reeves? I think I do. I'm going to cut Reeves because Zane Ramsey would be ahead of him anyway, and that brings me 5 running backs. I'm fine with that. Wide receiver, I'm apprehensive to cut anyone except for Aiden Houston, who is a redshirt junior. Let him go. I got 3 recruits coming in. These guys hopefully all get big boosts. We'll see how we do. Tight end, I know I'm losing Adams, so that brings me to Clay, Ford, and then one of Terrell or Calderon. That could be someone where we transfer in a guy, but am I really going to transfer in a tight end to be a 3rd stringer? That seems a bit silly. So I'm not going to cut any of them. O-line. This could be a decision. So this is where my O-line is at. It is an army of redshirt juniors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 redshirt juniors. I think Orlando Dunlap I can cut because Duke will be ahead of him. Uriel Holland and Mateo Clark will develop well. I think that'll be fine. These guys are just... if that's the plan. Kicker! I have 1 kicker. So I need, hopefully, bring in a recruit to be Pearson's backup. If not, transfer. Defensive line be still my beat at heart. Ahmed Palmer might be my 2nd D lineman next year. We're in the mud. Who am I cutting? McCann, gone. What am I at right now with my cuts? Down to 81. Do I cut Israel Muhammad also? I think I do. Because D-line's a position I'm going to try to transfer in somebody at the top, maybe even 2 guys. And that'll drop down a lot of them. Yep, I'm fine with that. Linebacking core. Oh, sweet Lord. Do I cut Jesus? I think I cut Jesus. Because Parker and Everett will be ahead of him next year anyway. They'll get playing time. Yeah. Corner, I need to make cuts. Because I'm bringing in 3. Cutting a redshirt freshman feels mean, but I have to do it. That brings me down to 10. Yeah, 10 because Boone is leaving. So Blackburn's going to have a bigger role. Hess is going to have a bigger role. Douglas moves up. Realistically, none of my young guys, unless Morrison develops hard, will get there. So Chance Douglas could be a cut. Safety room. I think Loft is gone. Because it'll be Cummings 1, Russell 2, Sutton 3, Chase 4. So Lofton goes, Gooden comes in. And I lose 3 integrity because I cut 9 guys. That's fine. Because we're bringing in 2 more recruits. So that gets us up to 79. So that leaves me 6 guys to transfer. And that gets me 1 potential wide receiver. O-line, I think I'm more or less set. 1 kicker, that's 2. 2 D-line, that's 4. Linebackers 5. And then maybe a corner, another linebacker. I think that's cool. I think that's fine. Save in advance. I lose a little bit of integrity. But that's okay. That's okay. It's painful. Don't get me wrong. All right, draft results. There's only one team's draft results I care about. Purdue. Walter Ashford goes 3rd round, pick 25. Boom. Sweet. All right, transfer portal. Let's just get a little sneak peek here at the end. Quarterbacks. Oh, I am so glad I held on to Cade McKee. Yep. He has better potential than everyone on this board with the exception of Sean Burgess. And his overall is already up here with these guys. Yep. Good call. I think Sean Burgess would be the guy I would target. But yeah. I'm good. I think I'm good with my decision here to hold on to Cade. Wide receiver. It looks like there'll be an opportunity to add a mid-80s overall guy. O-line, I think I should be set, but it wouldn't hurt to get somebody like high 70s for an extra padding. Kickers? Cool. Ooh, redshirt freshman from Bama. Okay. D-line. Oh, no. We'll have to go for these guys from like max schools or high 70 guys. Linebacker, okay, that's yeah. Cool. Corner, I don't think is a need, but there's a lot of good corners out there. It looks like safety, looking pretty good also. Cool. I also need to make a note. Yeah, I need to make a note to see how Lane Bird looks at D-line. Need to remind myself to do that. All right, let us save in advance to the transfer portal. Two recruiting targets still. Hi guys, how you doing? They're going to commit on signing day, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this is where we're at. I think overall, looking at last season's successful season, given that our team got objectively worse in terms of talent, in terms of ratings, everything. better record. We lost the bowl game and we lost to IU, which is it's a bad taste in the mouth, I think. Duke game, we deserve to lose that one, but IU, I think we should have won. So that's where we're at. I think we have clear positions of need. I think locking in Cade McKee for one more year, even with the big promise, was still the right call, given who's available for transfer. He's going to be our starting QB, and these four will just fight for the backup spot. So, thank you all for tuning in, whether live or on the VOD. A reminder for those of you watching this on Twitch, you can find the full VODs also on my YouTube channel of the same name, Turnover Carbon. So if you prefer watching there, please check it out. But thank you for tuning in. This kind of a surprise Saturday stream. I will be back on Tuesday where we will kick off the transfer portal. We'll go through the rest of the off season and hopefully get a game in. So thank you all for watching. Have a good one.